You know Penn Badgley from shows like Gossip Girl and You, and his hit, and also his hit podcast, Podcrushed, in which he and his co-hosts mine the middle school memories of celebrity guests. Now they're exploring their own adolescence in a new book of essays, Crushmore, essays on love, loss, and coming of age. Please welcome Penn Badgley, Nava Kavelin, and Sophie Ansari. Okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Nava, first let me start with you, because I hear The View is your father's favorite show.
It is. Hi, Tommy. It's his favorite show. He
Really?
watches religiously. We watch together sometimes.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hi.
I will. Yeah.
So, you've been doing the Podcrushed podcast for a few years now with guests like Matthew McConaughey. We had him on last week. Ariana Grande, Conan O'Brien. Where did you get the idea to focus on the awkward teen years?
During the pandemic, I was looking for hope and joy, and I stumbled on a piece of audio where a girl was reading an entry from her middle school diary. And it was so funny that I was like, I want to hear more. And it was just like a one-off. And I started Googling like people just reading out of their middle school diaries, and I couldn't find anything. So I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if you had a podcast where people were just sharing like their cringy middle school stories, because your brain isn't fully developed. You're like, you have the agency to do weird things, and you don't have like the brain capacity to be like, I shouldn't do that weird thing. So it's like an incredible time of life. And I approached Penn and Sophie with the idea, and we were all on board. So that's
Great idea.
It's
What
a great idea.
Such a good idea.
Yes.
It is.
Thank you.
Well, Penn, you had an abnormal adolescence because you were acting professionally, I understand, by age 12. You appeared on Will and Grace and The Young and the Restless. And of course, we found a clip.
Okay.
Where are you going? Bed. Wouldn't you like to sit and talk for a little while? Not really. Wait a minute, that's not very polite. What's the point, Mom? Your friend here. My friend's name is Tomas. Well, Tomas had his coat. He was on his way out. He meant to leave before I got home, didn't he? Philip, it's okay. No, it's not okay. I don't like your tone.
So what do you think seeing that now? To take you back?
That's surreal, first of all, because like that doesn't exist in my memory.
Wow.
At all. I mean, I of course remember those people, and so that was interesting. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny because my voice is indistinguishable from the woman who plays my mother's. Yeah, I mean, that was what I did.
Years.
That was what I did, and kudos to you. I've not seen that.
I'm sure we could find more, but you write in the book about being a lonely only child growing up in rural Washington State.
Yeah.
And I understand you loved R&B music, so did you ever find an outlet for that?
I still do. It's not past tense.
Oh, okay. Present.
I love
As it
R&B
should be.
music, as it should be. Soul music, jazz, rap. I grew up listening to that. I guess maybe where it's finding expression now is I'm also now known for dancing, which is a strange thing. I dance in short form clips on the internet.
I saw you dance at Jennifer Hudson. Everyone loved it.
Yes.
I won't make you dance for us, but we would appreciate if you did.
Well,
I'm kidding.
that wish will go unfulfilled.
Gonna let you down easy.
Yeah.
Well, I will pivot for you if you'd like. Sophie, your dad worked for UNICEF, so you lived in lots of different countries: Italy, Israel, Albania, the Philippines, and you were. I mean, that makes you good at making new friends. You have to be. But you write about having to face down a rumor at your middle school in Beijing. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so there were a couple of rumors. I'll save one for the book, but the other one, well, I developed fast and early, and I felt like it was a commentary among everybody, classmates, grandparents, like everybody knew I had arrived early.
Yes.
And, you know, that resulted in stretch marks quickly, which I found out were unsightly to some people. And so that made me just want to like shrink, hide, minimize. And so you can imagine my horror when I moved to a new school in the middle of 8th grade. And a girl started a rumor that I got a boob job. Keep in mind, I'm 13, okay? I don't have money. Oh my gosh, oh, look at you. There's no world where I had a boob job, and I was sobbing about it to my mom. And now the funny part is, like, you know, decades later and a lot of breastfeeding, nobody is accusing me of getting a boob job. Yeah.
Breastfeeding is like a reduction. Yeah, pay for.
Yeah, a sad reduction.
Yes.
So, Nava, your family moved from California to Puerto Rico when you were a kid, and you write about feeling like an outsider among your friends at times. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I had an incredibly supportive group of friends, but my religion was different, my food was different, my first language was different. And there's a particular story that I share where we had this meal that we loved that was really hard to make called tahchin, and the ingredients, it's a Persian meal, and the ingredients to source for it weren't available in Puerto Rico, so my mom's relatives would send it for her, so she'd make it on really special occasions, and she made it when my crush came over. And the meal has like yogurt in it and little sour berries, and there aren't like Puerto Rican dishes that have anything equivalent to it. He's 12 years old, still a really good friend of mine, but he hated it. And I overheard him telling another friend of ours, like, Nava's mom put gum in this dish, like, don't eat it. And I was so upset because I was so embarrassed. He was my crush. And I like screamed at my mom when he left, like, why would you make tahchin? And then I overheard my mom crying in the room with my dad, like nothing I ever do is good enough for Nava. And I never like apologized to her. And it still makes me so sad that...
Yeah.
I will also
Even
say
to this day.
And
she passed away, so I can't now.
You're
But
verklempt,
yeah, it still makes me sad.
The audio book, I love to read, so I don't want to like dissuade people from the printed version, but the audio book does, I was listening to Nava's story of that essay, and...
it's called A Family Recipe.
Yeah, and there's a lovely emotional nuance to her delivering the audiobook that I think is its own experience for those who enjoy audiobooks, I should say.
Well, Penn, you're very busy because congrats, you welcomed twins last month, I understand, who joined your 5-year-old son at home, and then you have a teenage stepson.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone holding up?
Next question, please. No. I mean, look, the twins are great. They're fine because we're all supporting them, and it's the 5-year-old who's having the most intense time.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really phenomenal. But you know, we're doing, I think, considering we're doing quite well. Yeah. And it's joyful. I mean, it is joyful. It's just, you know, what I say is that we call chaos a process where you don't recognize how large the process at work is. So it's like, you know, our family is expanding, the whole thing is expanding, so it feels chaotic, but it's only because we don't yet understand the natural patterns and rhythms of it. So we're getting there.
Sweet.
Beautifully said.
Now, Sophie, we all love Penn on Gossip Girl, which was on TV when you were a teen.
Yeah.
3 years old.
I wish I was that young.
So were you and your friends fans of the show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were watching it week by week as it came out. And actually, 2 of my friends nicknamed themselves B and S after the 2 characters in the show. They called themselves B and S, Blair and Serena. My friends didn't have names that started with those letters, but we watched it so much that they called themselves B and S. So it was a trip to start working with Penn and to start hanging out with him.
If I'd known that, I wouldn't have done the podcast.
How was it when you first met him?
So I had a roommate named Martha in New York, and Penn and Martha were working together on an extracurricular program for tweens, and they were lesson planning one day. My roommate didn't warn me that a famous actor was going to be in our kitchen. He wasn't married yet at the time, so a girl could be delusional.
Super available.
So I was coming home from the gym. I was in like an oversized outfit, not a cute workout outfit. I was like sweating, like red cheeks. I like walk into the kitchen to get water, and like Penn Badgley's at my table. I'm like, what the? I like, stopped dead in my tracks, and I'm like, oh my God, do I say hi? Do I like, what is going on? Penn doesn't remember this at all. I don't know what he remembers of our first encounter, but I just remember being like, Martha, how could you do this to me? So that's my first memory of meeting Penn.
You should have talked to me because when I was in middle school, my 5th grade teacher called me Brillo Head.
Before you discovered carrots.
Oh, Brillo Head. Can you find Portugal on the map?
That's so neat.
Imagine a teacher did that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And your
There I am.
shorts.
The Bermuda shorts that member.
He's dead now. Our thanks to Penn, Nava, and Sophie. Crushmore is out now, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to buy it. And members of our audience are going home with a copy.